Would you also support the idea of buying out credit card debt in America?
No, because I think that's something that people do to themselves, where like you buy things even if you know you don't have enough money.
I'm Cabot Phillips with Campus Reform. Today we're at George Washington University asking students who support student loan debt forgiveness if they would go a step further and also support credit card debt forgiveness. Let's see what people have to say. Student loan debt forgiveness is one of the hot button issues right now for 2020 election. There's about $2 trillion of student loan debt in America right now. Candidates like Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren are saying the government should forgive that debt. Would you support an idea like that?
Oh, absolutely.
Loan forgiveness policies are really good.
Student loans are like a really big problem, and a lot of college students are like facing a lot of like tough issues, so I would support it.
It's so much money that like we can't pay it off, like with some of the jobs that we want in the future.
By forgiving student loans, you get a bunch of people out of like holes so that they can start living their lives and, like Jake said, spending money.
I think in theory it's a good idea. I don't really know a lot about the economics behind it, so I'm not sure if it's actually feasible.
Yes, it's a great idea.
I think it's a mixed bag.
And higher education is part of living a dignified life, and then if you want to be part of our society, that's part of the social contract, and you should be okay with your taxes going to that.
Would you also support the idea of buying out credit card debt in America?
No, because I think that's something that people do to themselves, where like you buy things even if you know you don't have enough money.
Aren't they both things though that you buy that you have to pay for?
Yes, yeah, that's true, but one's like helps your future.
No, I think that's a good point. I think it's difficult.
Would you also support forgiving credit card debt for millennials?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the government has a lot of money, and it's really like it's misplaced in like the very, very wrong things. Like I don't know, I don't understand like why military needs to be very big, but that's just of course my opinion. Yeah.
Credit card debt though. So if I went out and bought a bunch of clothing and shoes on my credit card, couldn't pay back, should it be forgiven?
Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe like if it's that type of credit, then no.
Should we also forgive credit card debt because people are burdened by that?
I don't know. That's hard.
So would you also support forgiving credit card debt for young people?
I haven't really thought about that.
Owning a credit card, I guess, isn't necessarily, like, you don't have to have a credit card. Sure, it's beneficial in some ways, but it's not essential in the same way that a four-year college education has become.
Well, the American dream is to live better than your parents, and in order to do that, you kind of have to go to university. You don't have to own a credit card. You can use a debit card, you can use cash, there's other means of paying for things.
And do you think the two things are different between student loan debt and credit card debt?
I mean, kind of, but also like at the same time, they're both things that are supposed to help the economy that have ended up weighing back on people. So I don't know.
But what I would say about credit card debt is that obviously a lot of it is racked up by like irresponsible spending, but there's also something to be said about like companies that exploit people, like predatory lending.
Forgiving credit card debt seems far more ridiculous. On the other hand, though, it's a lot of it is the same thing, and it's a lot about branding. And student loan debt versus credit card debt seems very different, but in a lot of ways, it's the same thing.
Do you think we should also forgive credit card debt as well as student loan debt then?
No. I think that student loan debt is, pretty much dealing with education. I think that sometimes credit card debt could be like for like a whole plethora of issues. Like you could have like scammed your way into that.
I think student loan debt is more important than credit card debt because, I don't know, everyone wants to get the good education that helps you in the future. And credit card debt, I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with it, but a lot of times I feel like there are ways it's easier to get out of that than student loan debt. But I might be wrong, I really don't know.
I think it would be a bad idea because ultimately the American taxpayer is going to be footing the bill for that. It puts the burden on us when it shouldn't be. And of course it's unfortunate that so many people have so much debt, but I think that just forgiving it, and really just making the taxpayers pay for it is not a good idea, and people will not be happy about it.
Oh, well, hello there. I'm Cabot Phillips with Campus Reform. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to join our team, we're always looking for new investigators, correspondents, and tipsters. Click right here to learn more about that. If you want to donate to help us make more videos like the one you just saw, click that button there. And if you want to be among the first person to see all of our new content, click that subscribe button right over there. Thanks so much. Hey, I didn't hear you click anything. Did they click one yet?